Hey, and welcome to EUTV Sports Update. We'll be looking at the latest sports news from Evangel University and around the region. I'm Caden McBride.
We'll also look at the college football across the nation and check out the latest happenings in professional sports. I'm Elijah Van Natta, and this is Sports Update on EUTV.
Well, Elijah, as far as Evangel athletics go, we have a lot to discuss today.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, track and field performed great. Baseball put their best foot forward.
Yeah, and basketball had some amazing performances this past weekend, so I'm excited to hop right into this.
Absolutely. Well, I say let's hop right into it. This past Saturday, Valor's men's basketball took on the York Panthers in the Ashcroft Center. Both the Valor and the Panthers played hard the first half. York started the game off dialed in, taking a 9-7 lead in the first 5 minutes. It did not take long for the Valor to kick into gear as they went on a 7-point run, taking a 14-9 lead over the Panthers. Senior Carson Cavalier hit a pair of back-to-back threes, pushing the Valor to a 20-11 lead. The Panthers refused to let up and brought the Valor lead down to just 2 points. Despite York's effort, the Valor managed to outscore the Panthers, leaving the halftime score at 43-35. The Valor started off the second half strong, going on an 11-2 run, finished with a three-pointer from Manrique Alvarado, making the score 54-37. Evangel would trade baskets with York for the next few minutes of the game, taking the score to 79-60. York narrowed the scores as they went on an 11-4 run at the end of the game with multiple turnovers that hurt Evangel in the final few minutes. The score was 83-80 in the last 22 seconds. Evangel had only a 3-point lead in the final moments, and the game was intense. However, Evangel was able to hold the lead and claim an 83-80 win over the York Panthers. Great work, Valor.
Evangel Valor women's basketball also played against York University on Saturday the 3rd. The teams played at Evangel's home court in the Ashcroft Center, where they pulled a 98-65 lead. The score was pretty even at halftime, but Evangel scored 49 points in the second half of the game, getting them a much-deserved victory. The game leaves Evangel women's basketball with a record of 9-7. Micah Clayton led the team this game with 21 points towards the win and getting the team high of 8 rebounds. Good game, Valor. Flipping the script from that game, let's take a look at Valor Baseball, who lost against Williams Baptist College on Friday, the second in the last 2 of their 4-game series. Valor Baseball was playing at home in Springfield, Missouri, when Evangel Baseball gave up their early lead, allowing Williams Baptist to win 5-3 in the first game and 7-3 in the second game, where they also had an early lead that fell off in the 3rd inning of the game. Good try, Valor.
Valor Track and Field competed on Saturday in their final regular season meet at the Washburn Open in Topeka, Kansas. Freshman Autumn Nold highlighted the meet for the women's team by breaking the record in both the 600-yard run with a time of 1 minute, 28.79 seconds, and the 400-meter dash with a time of 59.60 seconds. Autumn also played a role in the women's 4x400-meter relay team that also broke a school record on Saturday with a time of 4 minutes and 4.50 seconds. The Valor men were highlighted by the DMR team featuring Tyler White, Campbell Nichols, and Ethan Montgomery, who broke a school record in the event with a time of 10 minutes, 28.10 seconds. Great work, Valor. Overall, some great things that happened throughout this week with the Valor Athletics, and some great wins, some sad losses. I think the craziest one for me is at the end of the basketball game. It was just super intense, an absolute nail-biter for sure.
Yeah. Same with the women's basketball game, though they dominated in the second half. So it was an amazing performance from our Valor athletes this week.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Coming up next, I'll be here with the head coach for the Evangel women's basketball team, Coach Middleton, to talk about the basketball season.
And later, we'll look at some of the most significant college games from the weekend and the upsets in the NFL. We'll be right back.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Welcome back. I'm here with head women's basketball coach Jim Middleton. Thank you, Coach Middleton, for being with us here today.
You're welcome, Elijah.
So, just to get us started off, you want to tell us how your Evangel journey started?
I guess it started a long time ago when I was on a farm shooting a basketball in a goal, so to speak. But long story short, I've been doing this for quite a while and basically retired. And about 1.5 years ago, I thought, you know, if Evangel opens up, this would be one place I would consider kind of doing my swan song with. It's a perfect fit. I've been in private Christian higher ed for a number of years in the past, and I thought, what a great place to kind of finish out the career. And it's just a wonderful place to be, the Springfield area. I'm from this area, and it just seemed like a great fit.
Yeah. So did you coach basketball before? Or?
I did. I've coached at Division I, Division II, and now NAIA levels at Missouri State, at Southwest Baptist University, and Drury University, besides local high schools.
Yeah. So being your first year as head coach at Evangel, what are some things that you're maybe looking forward to this year?
Well, just the idea of being back at the collegiate level. The student interaction is just the relationships you build as a player coach, and just helping, in this case, young ladies realize their dreams on the court and in the classroom. That's just a huge part of it.
So how's the season look so far for you guys?
You know, we've had a really competitive season. We've been in every game that we played so far. We're working to get to that next level. We're very, very close. And like, for example, a week ago, Saturday, the #1 team in our conference, we played them on the road to 2 overtimes before we got beat. So we're there. We're just not over the hump just yet. But it's a process. It's a journey, and the players have bought in. The administration has really bought into what we're trying to do too, and obviously vice versa. So it's a good symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. Any specific games you're looking forward to this year? Or?
The next one. You know, every game's a championship game as far as we're concerned. We head to McPherson next, and I would tell you, you know, if we finish out strong, we'll certainly be in the postseason, and if we can win that postseason tournament, then we go to the national tournament. And I told the players right from the get-go, let's set our sights on the national tournament, and let's see if we can attain that this year.
Yeah. So, do you have any key players that are making a big impact on the team, maybe leadership-wise?
Yeah.
Or?
You know, it's interesting because, for lack of a better term, I inherited this group, so to speak. I took the job in July. So there's not really a lot of opportunity to go out and recruit in that case. And so fortunately, the ladies that were here decided to stay, and the recruits that were coming decided to stay after we all talked. And so you kind of go from there. But we've really, each player to say one particular play over another and this and that, they all have their own unique role. And within that, it just makes the whole team really rise together. And I think I would just as soon leave it that way for that particular question, is that they all have their strengths that help bring up the team.
Yeah, for sure. You want to describe some of the cultures and values that you're trying to instill in our Valor women?
Well, obviously the mission statement that we have here, being Christ-centered, that's first and foremost. And for me, that was the biggest draw of anything for wanting to get back into higher ed to coach. And so from that standpoint, we really want to focus on Christ with that, whether it's on the court or off the court, in the classroom, whatever we're doing. So from that specific question, that's really where our focus begins with, and then we try to expand a little bit from there with that. So hopefully we're doing that, and I think every day is a learning day. It still is for me. I'm 63, and I'm still learning.
Right. So how does our team compete in the KCAC? How are we doing in the conference play?
Well, Elijah, it's all new for us.
Yeah.
And it's new for me specifically. As long as I've been in this area coaching, every place in the conference is brand new for me. I've never been. We're going to McPherson, Kansas Wednesday. Okay, never been in that gym. A week ago we were in Tabor. I'd never been in there. So just from that side of it, just the newness itself, and that's really all I can go by, because Evangel was in the heart of America for a number of years, and so, you know, if you say, well, I could compare the two. I can't, because this was, you know, it was me taking over in July. I will say this, very competitive. Teams are very close in talent level. And there's just not a lot of, with all the teams, 14 teams in the conference, the top 8 to 10 are just really, really close to each other right now.
For sure. Well, thank you for being with us today, Coach Middleton, and good luck this season. Coming up, we'll look at college basketball and take a look at the NFL Pro Bowl. Stay tuned.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look! Your crush is looking at you.
Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
On Saturday at Skollmeyer Arena, the Texas Longhorns went head-to-head with 25th-ranked TCU. TCU started off strong by scoring the game's first 7 points, eventually even leading by 10. Emmanuel Miller contributed 10 points in the first half. However, Texas would not let TSU's lead last for long. Longhorn Dylan Disu contributed with 15 points, along with Dylan Mitchell's 13 points and 11 rebounds, overall strengthening Texas' efforts, managing a 43-32 lead over TCU by the half. In the second half, Mac Adams dialed in and scored 19 points. 13 of those points were in the last 3 minutes, leaving Adams with an incredible 21-point game. The game featured significant runs for each team in both the first and second half. Texas led at halftime and followed through with a late scoring flurry, seizing control of the game and never letting up their grip, managing a 77-66 win over TCU.
Kansas University Jayhawks played the Houston Cougars on Saturday at the Allen Fieldhouse in Kansas. The Jayhawks set the tone of the game early, hitting 68% of the shots they took in the first half, starting off the game with a 43-28 lead. Houston was able to cut the Jayhawks' lead down to 10, but were not able to bring the game back in the second half, giving the Jayhawks a well-deserved victory, with the final score of the game being 78-65 in favor of the Jayhawks. There was a great performance out there. Taking a look into the professional world, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, who played against the Boston Celtics on Sunday. The two teams played in Boston at the TD Garden home to the Celtics, where they took a 131-91 lead against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Celtics faced the team with only 8 available players due to 13 being on injury report. Jason Tatum has the spotlight for this game, scoring 34 points before sitting out in the final quarter of the game. The Celtics now have a record of 23-3, and the Grizzlies have a record of 13-14.
Another round of the NFL's New Look Pro Bowl games is in the books. The event took place from Thursday to Sunday. Overall, Eli Manning led the NFC team, defeating Peyton Manning's AFC squad once again, 64-59. The weekend was full of entertainment as we saw a Madden head-to-head matchup, a gridiron gauntlet obstacle course, tug of war, a move the chains drill, and then of course the flag football game. Among other activities, the NFC not only dominated the skill competitions of the game, but also came out on top in the flag football game as well, thanks to a goal line stand with just seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
We had some great games out there in the professional world this week. I don't know if you saw the Grizzlies and the Celtics game, but Jason Tatum had a one-handed dunk during the game, and he was heavily guarded during that, so that was pretty cool.
Absolutely, I did see that. He was under a lot of pressure with the players on him, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I think the game that really surprised me is Texas showed up against TCU, and they just weren't ready for it. Max Abmas really showed out with talent, scoring a 21-point game. Overall, really impressed me. But I say let's move beyond basketball here. Let's talk about football for a moment. Super Bowl Sunday is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your pick?
I'm going for the Kansas City Chiefs for sure.
Kansas City Chiefs, absolutely, absolutely. What's the reason you're picking Kansas City?
I'm here in Missouri. They're the closest team that we got, so since the Rams disappeared.
Hey, fair enough, fair enough.
Who are you picking, Caden?
I got to go Chiefs on this one. I got to say, I think Patrick Mahomes has just managed the team well this season. And I think they're going to show up with good chemistry and bring a good game on Sunday. So excited to see it for sure.
Yeah.
When we come back, we'll have the EUTV Player of the Week.
We'll also have your upcoming Evangel games this week. We'll be right back.
With a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. First pitch is fouled between
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
been a great week for the Valor Sports.
That it has, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they will compete this week as well. Now, let's show off one of our own and all the hard work on the field they had this week.
It's time now for the EUTV Sports Player of the Week.
This week's EUTV Player of the Week is Micah Clayton. Micah is a junior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Micah led Evangel in the win against York University, scoring 21 points and having 8 rebounds. Micah has made remarkable plays and has made a difference on the offense this season. Congratulations, Micah, and good luck on the rest of your season.
Now let's take a look at the upcoming Evangel games this week. Men's basketball will compete Wednesday against McPherson College and again on Saturday against Avila College in Kansas City, Missouri.
Valor women's basketball will be competing on Wednesday the 7th, also against McPherson College in McPherson, Kansas, and again on Saturday the 10th against Avila in Kansas City, Missouri.
Men's and women's track and field will compete Monday and Tuesday, February 12th and 13th at the KCAC Indoor Track and Field Conference in Omaha, Nebraska.
Valor baseball will be having 2 games, Friday, February 9th and Saturday the 10th, a doubleheader versus Hannibal LaGrange University at our home field.
Women's tennis will compete Friday, February 9th against Truman State at 11 a.m. Let's go Valor. A lot of upcoming games this week. Very exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Very exciting for sure.
Excited to see the performances from our athletes again.
I think they can do it. They proved a great week last week, so we'll be excited to see what we discuss next week overall.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's all the time we have for today for Sports Update. We invite you to check out euvalormedia.com for all the latest Evangel news and media. I am Elijah Van Natta.
And I'm Caden McBride. Be sure to join us next week as we bring you the latest in sports news. For more information on Evangel Sports, go to evangelathletics.com. This has been Sports Update on EUTV.